What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a right here and now reading for a sign at random that we'll pull out of the same bowl. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal. So take what resonates and pass the rest to the next, okay? Let's see who's coming out the bowl. I'm only getting probably like 3 signs done today. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I put out a post. I will be on Facebook tonight, starting at 8, possibly going till 10, selling some spa gift baskets. If you're interested, you can go to my bio and click the link there, and join me on live, okay? Eventually I'll do a live over here. I just, have not gotten around to scheduling it. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and get into who is getting a reading right now. Right here and now energy. And we have Virgo, okay? Virgo coming out the singing bowl. Hopefully you guys can see that. Virgo. So let's get y'all's placement card. Makes it a lot easier, and y'all are right on the top of the earth signs. So I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle the retrograde. We're gonna shuffle. I did shuffle before the reading, but of course, just to set into your energy, we do have 6 of Wands and the Lovers. Okay, so Virgo, obviously some victory going on here between you and maybe someone you are dealing with right now. Okay, hopefully for some of you it could be you walking away from a situation, which was more so or less for your better good, possibly. All right, so we'll see how that plays out in the reading. Okay, 3 shuffles, 4 cards to pull for Virgo. One last shuffle. And we have the 6 of Pentacles with the Chariot, okay? 6 of Pentacles with the Chariot. So some movement going on as far as potential sharing, more so or less, not feelings, but maybe something of value. Or did you find yourself sharing or giving money to someone, and it's possibly coming back to you, okay? Last shuffle there before we go ahead and also cut the deck. I normally cut the deck by 3, but something is telling me, Spirit is saying by 4, okay? So to protect the energy for you, Virgo, and to obviously, if someone is offering you any money, Virgo, go ahead and take it, because you may not get the opportunity to get that money again. So proceed with good intent, if you will, okay? So first card is from the top, which is primarily your energy right now, okay? 1 from the bottom is the motivation behind the energy that you're in right now. 2 energetic pulls from the middle of the deck. Automatically, my eye is going here, which is what your focus is or should be while in this energy. I'm gonna just tap and respread the cards again and see where my eye takes me. It's taking me here. And I'm trying to get directly to this particular card. We're going to take that one. This is the last card in regards to the hidden purpose behind this energy. Okay, so Virgo, let's see what's going on for you and your energy right now. We have temperance, okay, to start. All right, so with temperance coming out here, obviously it's talking about having patience, okay, seeing things clearly, all right, in front of you. Don't dive too deep or try to make any assumptions about anything too soon, okay? Have patience, okay? Tread lightly. Allow someone to tell you what you need to know without kind of bombarding them for the information, okay? And, you know, I don't know if it's a situation of kind of, again, if you've lost patience, where it's the best example I can give you is like if someone's like very long-winded or something and you're not really in the mood for it. Now, if you're not in the mood for it because you actually have somewhere else to be, then tell that person, you know, can they, you know, probably catch you at another time so that way you can actually have enough attention to give to them to hear them out, okay? But if that's not the case and they're just a very long-winded person, it's probably because of the fact that they're very nervous about talking to you, maybe nervous about what your reaction is going to be. So, you know, just try to tread lightly, make them feel somewhat comfortable. If I don't know if this is like a new relationship or something, and so if that's like becoming a pet peeve with you because you know you're very short-tempered in a way, you've got to learn how to loosen up a bit, okay, Virgo, especially with a new person, okay? Let's see what the motivation is behind this temperance, this energy that you're in. And it's the Eight of Wands, another sign of movement, okay? So we already saw the Six of Wands during the shuffle. And then we also saw the Chariot, which is Cancer energy, okay? So with this Eight of Wands coming, the motivation is you want things, you know, maybe you want things a little bit quicker. You're not really down for things coming at a slow pace, okay? You're not used to that. So I think that's the motivation. Like I just said, you're not used to being patient. You're used to things happening quickly, okay? But sometimes you have to take things slowly. More so or less, again, if this is a new situation for you and maybe you haven't truly established a committed relationship with this person and it's just slow to build, okay? Rome was not built in a day and you don't want to rush into something and then regret it later, okay? So again, things are moving. You just have to be patient in how they're moving, okay? You're not the only one that's in the relationship, Virgo, all right? You have to take your time, okay? This person possibly is someone who prefers to take their time where you prefer things to be a little bit more fast-paced, okay? Let's see what the focus is or should be while in this temperance energy for you, Virgo. More Wands energy, 9. 9 of Wands to be exact. So we go 6, 8, then 9, okay? So we're kind of jumping around here, all right? So what the focus is or should be while you're in this temperance, again, it's okay if you feel like you need to be a little bit guarded, all right? Because maybe, I'm not saying this person has red flags, but if you're associating the red flags with previous relationships or just things that are primarily your pet peeve, because of, again, I feel like it's more so past because with this 9 of Wands, we're talking about a wounded warrior, okay? And again, with the way the cards are laid out, this wounded warrior is looking over at this 8 of Wands, okay? Sees the movement coming and is prepared, okay? In the sense of temperance being right above it, okay? You're waiting, you're trying to be patient, all right? You're waiting to see whether or not if you can let your guard down with this movement that's coming. Is this, you know, good intention or bad intention, okay? And I think right now you're not really sure, so that's why you have to be patient, okay? And maybe some of you are, but some of you, depending on what's in your birth chart, and or if this is more so of a cross-watching energy, wondering why your Virgo is very guarded or seems a little bit, I don't know, irritated or nonchalant in a way, is because they're waiting to really see what you're trying to do with them. Okay, I don't really do cross watching energy, and if you're new to the channel, if you haven't seen some of my previous readings, you'll understand why. Okay, things can definitely change, down the line if you're using tarot or to kind of peek in on your person instead of just talking to them, you know again, good old fashioned talking. I'm an 80s baby, but still. People act like they can't talk their situations out anymore. We've got to go dig and read and get help aids and stuff like that when you could just have a basic conversation. But sometimes that's just too hard for some people to do. Nonetheless, let's move on to the last placement for you. Hidden purpose behind this energy here for you, Virgo, is the Tower. Okay, something is bound to happen. I don't feel a bad energy about it, but maybe more so of an epiphany, some kind of reevaluation of your life in general, of how you've reacted in the past to certain relationships, and where you possibly need to change. Maybe you already know, Virgo, that you need to have some patience. Maybe your person needs to have patience with you. We all need to have patience with one another, okay? Especially if you already know that the person has went through a lot of stuff, okay? If a person is guarded and for some reason this Nine of Wands is coming more into the forefront for your energy, Virgo, than anything else on this spread, okay? This is a right here and now, very quick reading. And so I'm not going to dive in too deep. I do have some other readings for you guys coming up down the line once I get some things situated. But nonetheless, this Nine of Wands energy is the strongest thing on the table as far as feeling guarded, okay? You want to let your guard down, but you're just not ready yet, okay? Someone wants you to let your guard down, and maybe they're also trying to be patient with you while showing you movement in their behaviors or their conversation is hopefully what they're hoping is going to make you put your guard down a little bit, but it's going to come to an epiphany of some sort, either on both ends or more so for you, that this person may be genuine. For someone else, there's a red flag, okay? You can't ignore the red flag. Don't sit up here and acknowledge it silently without saying anything. Just address it, okay? Otherwise, just like what just happened, whatever positive energy is coming your way will then be thwarted because of the fact that you're not trying to be a little bit more open and patient, okay? So with that being said, Virgos, that's all that I have for you guys today. But until the next one, peace.